being 7 o'clock, I'd like to call to order the Charlton Planning Board meeting for September 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. This is a regularly scheduled planning board meeting. First item on the agenda, is public hearing for National Grid Scenic Road Special Permit on North Sturbridge Road. And I'll read the public hearing notice in accordance with sections 200-5.4 and 200-7.2.g of the Charlton zoning bylaw. The Charlton Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, September 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. in the Planning Board office in person at the George McKinstry Municipal Building, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. And Zoom ID 211-293-2257 on the request of National Grid of 939 South Street in Worcester. 01610 for special permit to remove trees along North Sturbridge Road, which is a scenic road for the installation of new telephone poles on North Sturbridge Road. The new telephone poles are needed to connect the solar facility located at 261 North Sturbridge Road to the closest three-phase power located in the town of Sturbridge. The trees in question are all on North Sturbridge Road. Copy of the special permit application are available for inspection at the planning board office and the town clerk's office during regular business hours. The application is also posted on the town website on the planning board. Any person interested or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated or via Zoom meeting ID number 211-293-2257. Don Clay, Charlton Planning Board, September 4th and September 11th notices. So, that being said, we've got somebody here from National Grid. Would you state your name and let us know what the plan is and kind of give us a little background on what's happening?
Brandy Tarantino, I'm the forestry supervisor for National Grid. And so the background is that we're connecting this solar field from the substation in Charlton. So we're still in the planning or in the permitting process with Charlton and DOT because it's gonna cross 49, the new pole line will cross 49.
Okay.
And then we'll feed, tie into the solar field on North Sturbridge Road. So in order to accommodate the spacer cable, we have to install taller poles. Everything has to be brought up to current standards. And so now with the taller poles, they're, you know, more into the trees, and as a scenic road, it is quite heavily treated. And we're also targeting hazard trees that will fall and cause outages and things like that.
Okay. Got one question.
Sure. And these are grid owned or jointly owned poles?
I believe the poles will be jointly owned.
And they are now, and they will continue to be, as
As far as I know, I'm not the pole person, and the pole petition will go, you know, will come to the town. Usually a National Grid engineer attends those and does that.
And then who contacts Verizon if it's jointly owned?
We do.
Yeah. And how tall are they today? Yeah,
I'm sure they vary. They're probably around between 35 to 40 feet.
And 45 is the new.
The new standard for that
standard.
spacer cable construction.
Do you need to add new poles, or are you just replacing all of them?
I believe there are some additional poles needed. They'll have to kind of re-span because of the tension on the spacer. It's heavy, there's a lot of tension, and so it has to be a certain, so I'm not the,
Sorry, Ms.
engineer.
Tarantino, yeah, we're getting poles rather than.
but it does have to be, that has to be accommodated as well to make sure that they stay up from that tension.
So that'll be a separate application for, like, this is just a tree trimming application on a scenic road, then there will be
If,
a whole
if the poles
replacement
can be-
application.
yep, if the
Okay.
poles can be set in kind,
Yeah,
or where they're already existing, then we just go off the existing petition. But if anything, they need to move greater than 3 feet, or if
Yeah.
it's being a pole or something like that, then we have to come to the town for permission for that.
Typically what we run into, holes at the entrance to the
yeah,
solar field itself. Where they,
needs a few new set.
yeah, right. Well, you know, every project is different, so we'll wait and see.
So, the town's looked at these and is in agreement with, actually, before you start, just for the record, state your name.
Mark over Treewood Highway 4. Down Charlton Highway 4. No, this is one of my major roads for calls from homeowners.
Okay.
These trees are very old, rotted, dangerous.
Okay.
This would be a blessing. This would be very beneficial for the town
Okay.
to have these removed at their cost.
And you've looked at all of them that,
Yes.
okay, cause I mean, some of them are dead, dying, what is EAV?
Emerald ash borer.
Oh, okay.
Invasive insect.
Yeah, okay, we don't want those. Okay. Some are declining, some are dead, some of them are in pretty good shape and are quite large. Is there a need to take them all down, or if it's something? No, that's not a big maple.
So in order to maintain our clearance standards for reliability and safety, that's why it's clearance. That's what that means.
What is that?
10 feet
10 feet from the wire to any,
from the wire, and it's a bundle, so it's, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's 10 feet from that bundle.
My experience with this too, you correct me if I'm wrong, but. They cut down below the wire to leave the rest of the tree, kind of like a dead soldier standing there. You know, they lost the leafy part of the tree and everything, so. If at that point, you might as well just.
Yeah, they're not gonna,
Yeah.
like, you guys aren't gonna leave, I joke around, but I really truly, you guys left a disaster in my front yard. I think, but, the National Grid subcontracting company, it's been there for 2 years. And it's pretty horrible, you guys are gonna cut them down to the ground, so there's not like ugly stumps everywhere.
So as we are asking for removals as opposed to trimming, because if you take, you know, too much from the tree, and, you know, eventually it will die anyway. We don't want to leave the town with road hazards or safety hazards. We cut the stumps as low as we possibly can. I can review your personal issue.
Yeah, just
but-
give me a place, just gives me like my, you know, my little soapbox right now, because it just came up, I'm like, what, trees and National Grid, no,
Sometimes, you know, people put fences close by and then the tree grows around, so sometimes metal becomes embedded or there's a rock wall there and, you know, for the crew's safety, they can't cut into those, you know, cut metal with the chainsaw. So sometimes those things do come up, but for the most part, we do flush cut the stumps.
and Mark, would you recommend other trees, add other trees to the cutting list?
They really nailed this one. I mean, they had a very good plan.
Yeah,
I mean, the amount of school buses on that road alone,
yeah.
cut off the way to our first student. Like I said, it's been very beneficial.
Mhm.
And I've been watching the work on Potter Village, Partridge Hill, Richards Corner. Their subcontractors have been doing a phenomenal job. Everything's been clean. The stumps are as low as they can be. Removing the wood.
Has there been work on North Sturbridge already or recently for tree trimming?
We've done a couple select removals here and there that have been hazard issues, but nothing from a maintenance perspective per se.
Mhm.
Except, well, this circuit was just trimmed.
Oh, what, the whole length of it,
Yes.
North Sturridge,
Yes.
yeah,
But that's just trimming, no removals.
right, when was that?
Trimming to the height that the poles are now, but not the new. height.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, when,
That was for a span of several months, but basically over the summer.
oh, this year, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, you couldn't come down all year, huh? Well, once again,
Everything has a process.
Any questions, John? Did you get
No,
up to
I
speed pretty
mean-
quick?
I think it's good that all the good trees are coming down, for the major hazard.
Yeah, and a lot of them are close to the road and the roads are so narrow in general as it is, so.
Larry,
There'd be no issues with DPW on the stumps and snow. They're all.
okay. The typical process, is there a police detail involved and scheduling with DPW and police?
Yes,
Yeah.
the tree crew schedule their own police details.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board?
What do you do with the emerald ash borer infested trees?
Well, the state of Massachusetts is a quarantine area, so all of that wood has to remain in the state. The chips can be, brought anywhere, it's not, a survivable material for any, the larvae or anything that can't survive in that material, so that can be disposed of.
In the wood chip material?
Well, it's now dead tissue,
Right.
and so even if you move, yeah, then they're gonna die, so, but the wood has to stay within the state.
Okay, I'll open up to the public for any questions or concerns, issues. Sir, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions or? Sure, for the public.
You have to understand, they can't, whatever you're saying,
I got you.
I don't understand what you're talking. I got you a little bit, you're a tree cutter, right?
No, I'm the tree warden for town shell.
You are.
Yes.
260 North Sturbridge Road, they have about 500 feet of frontage here. And there's some ancient old trees. If you talk to the town the superintendent of roads, he'll tell you the water problem we have there. And those trees hold a hill back. There's not much, when they come through with the backhoe and they scrape out the ditch. The ditch gets shorter.
You're up by the cell tower.
Yeah. I
Yes,
live up
okay,
on-
yeah.
That's actually East Brookfield.
Yeah.
The frontage is Charlton. But, now my concern is, I understand they were gonna put one pole. The distance between two that they're gonna be, needs to be increased. And then we're gonna put one pole. And that's changed from what I understand. They're gonna put one pole, put the difference. Pole on the south side of it and the pole on the north side. They were gonna, split the difference about 70 feet for the pole there.
I believe a new pole is gonna be a
It
pole
makes,
here.
makes a lot of sense, but there's, like I said, there's old growth oak. That's, I don't wanna lose them. If you could, I understand you had a crew, a man and a woman up there that was figure out what would be best choices. And they tagged, there's 3 trees in that area that are tagged. And, they're much better choices than the original. One is on the south side of the road, it's but by taking that down, they can plant the pole there and they can just run it to the other one and off and run. But, so the reason I'm here is to get the details, what they're gonna do. Because, I own the property. I'm concerned about, stormwater drainage. The water, table is very active on that hill. I've been there for 60 years, so I can tell you stories about it. And, a lot of washouts. So those trees are essential to hold that hill back. Otherwise, the town's gonna get into some big bucks and putting a large couple of catch basins and a large pipe, which they don't wanna do. But, so I'm here to ask. What, apparently the decision's already been made. They tagged the trees. And, that's pretty much it.
So the trees are tagged, the trees that they want to remove are tagged.
The trees that are tagged that want to be removed on your property, there's a tag on it.
Yeah, I guess on my, you'd have to do a survey to see because they're in the boundary line.
And it's possible to leave the stumps of these oaks to
The stumps are
hold
gonna
the hill
stay.
back.
The stumps aren't gonna be dug.
To resolve this problem, because the stumps aren't going anywhere.
The
I
stump,
wanna protect those large oak trees. It's like I said, they're holding the hill back. The one on the other side is kind of flattened out and, it makes a more logical choice. It's right in the middle of the stone wall. It's a town tree.
but that one is not marked. The tree that you're referring to,
Yeah, the
not
one
marked.
that they, the new one that they marked is a town tree.
Okay,
And, down the way, there's another town tree.
Yep.
Beyond my property boundary.
so all the trees that they want to take down are on town property.
Yeah, okay.
I
would
was looking through that, and I believe that all,
Including those old trees on my boundary.
all of them.
They're
all-
not marked, they're not
Yes,
tagged.
okay, yeah. So if they're not marked, they're not coming down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll watch it. I can see, from my elevation, I can see everything in the valley.
The stumps will remain.
Right now, we're kind of like shaking our heads like this, because there's still pounded rock up there.
So the stumps will remain. The stump of the tree will remain to help hold back the hill. Yeah, so, okay.
As long as there's, I think there's 4. Old, ancient oak trees.
Yep.
And there's essential to hold that hill back.
Are they marked? Are they marked for
He said they
removal?
were, yes.
No, they're not.
They're not remarked, okay. If they're not marked, they're gonna stay.
Are you okay removing the trees that are marked?
Yeah, that's,
Okay,
it's only, the other one on the opposite side of the road is not on my boundary, it's on the neighbor. Yeah, I don't think it's here.
sure, okay.
It's kind of a shame, it's a beautiful tree, but it's in the wrong place.
We gotta,
They, also have a pole, and the town foreman agrees with me that pole is in very poorly placed, it's in the ditch.
You must be
So we
talking
have
to
all
the
the
superintendent.
stormwater.
I'm the foreman, I don't think I met you on that pole.
Yeah.
You're probably talking to superintendent.
The pole's still standing, so apparently it's probably okay, that's not my problem
You know,
anyway.
There's a separate poll hearing.
yes,
I got the chart here,
I think we've,
I don't know if that helped or not.
there will be another poll hearing, so I think,
There's a whole meeting to discuss the polls and
This is just for the trees, there's gonna be a separate meeting for telephone poles. This is not the pole meeting today.
Yeah, instead of putting it here, they're gonna put it on the opposite side of the road, there's one large oak tree there. And it's tagged.
perfect.
There's, I don't know, 4 or 5 oak trees on this side that I'm concerned about. Long time.
And if they're not tagged, they're not coming down. If they're not tagged,
They're not tagged.
then they're gonna stay.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what. Well, another thing is, gonna run a line all the way down to, Putnam Road,
Yeah.
over to the 3 cranes.
Yes, down to Podunk. Yes.
Why, the next question I have is why public way, when it usually, solar fields, cell towers, the lines are on private property.
The lines are on the private property for the solar, but they need to get to a grid point. They need to get to a point where there's 3-phase power from the power company. That's the
I've
power
been through
company.
it, yeah, I had a cell tower on my back lot, and they
So-
buried, the cable is buried. And the National Grid made it clear, they they provided the cable, the transformer, and all that stuff. No cost to any. They didn't do it. But I said, if there's a problem with it, it's on the landowner. Not me, it's the contractor. But, in this particular case, they have all the equipment. I can't understand why they don't have it on that site. Wouldn't even see it from the road.
Part of, the solar field has to be connected to three-phase power. The nearest location for three-phase power is on Podunk Road in Sturbridge, so they have to get from the solar field to that connection of three-phase power in Sturbridge. So North Sturbridge Road is like. Pretty much.
Interesting, I asked a lot of questions, to a lot of the technicians and engineers, and they all had their own department, so you have to go for some answer.
If we do enough, we figure it out soon.
Well, I take, thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the public on,
I'll be watching.
through Zoom?
You're probably the ones who are cutting the tree up there.
No other questions?
You have any problems, you call me.
Okay, no other questions, not hearing anybody, and last thing from everybody satisfied? Okay, we, close the public hearing?
Make a motion, close the public hearing, second.
Motion and second to close the public hearing, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, public hearing is closed. So, this is a special permit. Whoever it is that's.
So you must be familiar with the water situation.
I've been on the department.
I've been working on it, I do a lot of work with my own equipment.
Yeah.
So,
You gotta
I
keep
keep
it
it
proper,
back, I
yeah.
keep it back.
Yeah.
But, at some point, all hell's gonna break loose, it's gonna be a real issue.
yeah, excuse me, sir. We have to have a meeting now, so thank you for
Thank you.
attending, thank
Thank
you,
you.
appreciate it. So, special permit, we need a motion to approve the special permit to remove these 60 trees. 60-ish trees on a public scenic road.
And through the chair.
Yep.
What's the time for this permit? How long does the permit last or? Through the chair to the grid, what do you expect?
From the town standpoint, the work has to be done within 2 years of the approval. Or they have to come back before the board to request an extension.
And if there's a change in the number of trees or other trees, that would come back before this board again or today? How does that usually?
The only thing that would change is the number would go down if any of them fell.
Okay,
And I can't give you a timeline when the work will be done. Because like I said earlier, we're still in the permitting process with Sturbridge and DOT.
Well, yeah, just
So-
keep in mind, by mass, general law, our approval is for 2 years. After that 2-year period, you can keep asking for yearly extensions, but you have to ask prior to the approval expiring.
Understood.
So you're saying you won't start the work until the whole approval permit is.
Everything has to be approved,
Before you start
conservation, the
paying.
poles. Both in Charlton and Sturbridge, so once.
Yeah.
Once we're approved, then we can start the work.
How much work do you have in Sturbridge? You gotta go.
More work in Sturbridge than in Charlton, yes.
Okay.
And there, it's quote unquote a scenic.
Service had an uphill battle that way.
put her on the spot, it should be recorded. Okay,
It's a new kind of process, to navigate, so.
so
Any road work going on in up there in North Sturbridge? No, nothing at all planned.
Service says the solar company will have to repair the road in front of the entrance driveway of the solar field. Once once they complete the work, that's one of the requirements from the highway department, that's done. Before they actually become operational.
Thanks.
So do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the application from National Grid for tree removal on North Sturbridge Road.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second the motion.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Last minute? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye. It's unanimous. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you both for doing the homework and coming.
I need to get a hold of you. And
What was that?
I said, I'm easy to get a hold
Oh,
of.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
good,
know.
good, good, good.
We know how to get
Good,
it.
Yeah.
good.
Thanks, Mr. Tarantino.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Next on the agenda, in 7:05-ish. Public hearing, Charlton zoning bylaw, updating the language in section 6 floodplain regulations, subsection 6.9. Subdivision regulations to comply with newest updated FEMA regulations. Now, we had an article that got on the agenda, was it last for the town meeting?
We actually, it was voted on at town meeting, FEMA had found some language got cut out of it. So, and I wasn't aware it went, town administrator put it back on the town meeting agenda for last spring, the annual town meeting. I wasn't aware it happened until I read the warrant. But because it didn't have a planning board public hearing prior to it, the attorney general said, we have to have a public hearing to vote, to make the recommendation, and then in this case, that gonna be on this fall special town meeting. It's basically amending the language in the sentence, you know, with the whole thing bylaws. But it was important that we had the planning board public hearing. You know, intended to be on the warrant for the special town meeting this fall, and hopefully that will resolve everything.
So do you want me to read the public hearing notice? Do I need to do that?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we should read.
Okay.
This. We have to
Okay, 'cause
give
this is
that to the
technically, it's
Attorney General.
Technically, this is a public hearing for changing. things. So we're gonna be asked to make a recommendation for the new wording, when we change the wording. Pursuant MGL chapter, to notice public hearing, Charlton Planning Board zoning bylaw amendments for section 6 under subsection 6.9 subdivision regulations for floodplain regulations. Pursuant to MGL chapter 48, section 5, the Charlton Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, September 18th, 2024 at 7:05 PM in the Planning Board office in George C. McKinstry Building, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass, and via Zoom on proposal to amend the Charlton zoning bylaw by updating the language in the section 6 floodplain regulations, subsection 6.9 subdivision regulations with the current zoning bylaw, so it will be in compliance. So it will be in compliance with the newest updated FEMA regulations. The complete text of the proposal is available at the planning board office and town clerk's office for public inspection during regular business hours. Any person interested in wishing to be heard on the zoning proposal should appear at the time and place designated. Video participation is https ://zoom.us 211-293-2257, meeting ID 211-293-2257, phone access 1-646-558-8656. Posted on September 4th and September 11th. So do we have the new warning, the new wording?
Yes, this is the proposed Article 9
Okay,
on that warrant, will be the language that's presented at the town meeting.
good. But all they're doing is adding the subdivision proposal and development proposals in the floodplain overlay districts shall be reviewed to assure that. And then it goes on to the,
Right.
okay. It seems pretty benign,
It is, but
okay,
we have to follow the
The
proper
state-
process.
The state caught it,
Huh?
the state caught it? Is that what happened?
No, we actually FEMA caught it. And I was unaware that Andrew had put it on the warrant for the annual town meeting. And I'm like, oh, that's there, and no planning board took it care of it.
Oh, okay, so-
Why we're
you
here
noticed that.
now.
okay,
So
okay.
you're the one that caught that,
Okay.
that we never.
Yeah,
had it.
so-
Okay.
Here we are, so that we can do it at special town meeting and get it resolved.
Any questions from the public on this? Hearing none, seeing none, any questions from the board? Can we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second,
Motion and second, close public hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes, public hearing is closed. Motion to recommend, Article 9 as written in the town meeting?
I so moved.
Second.
We have a motion, a second to, from the planning board to recommend. Or recommend the article be passed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
So just to, for the board, where somebody at the planning board, they have to, say that the planning board's recommend this motion and also on the wireless district. The other motion will have the recommendation will be by the property owner. The question on North Side Road changes property from BEP to agricultural, that's on them to take care of, but
Okay. So that's not a sponsor. We're not a sponsor of Article 7.
no,
We just voted to recommend it.
right.
Gotcha.
It should be a very short town meeting by the sound of it.
Yeah, I can-
These are the last, articles, so it sounds like it could be a short meeting.
What is, what do we do for Article 8? Like, what exhibits do we have for Article?
So I actually have language, that's, I'll give, I don't know, whoever wants to do it, or multiple people a copy, I'll give everybody a copy of it, so that if somebody is unable to make town meeting, but somebody's there, they can, typically the, somebody, moderator, or somebody will read it in, and then the planning board has to stand up and say, I recommend this motion.
Yeah.
But, if you're trying to read it in, so, yeah.
That's how that falls, yeah, that's how that falls.
If we get, if you get a line, the moderator will tell us, yeah. Wouldn't be.
I'm gonna be there. I can be there. Unless somebody else really wants to, John.
No,
No?
Sad.
No, I read the last one.
But I do have the language for the wireless district. It's already been given to the, selectmen's office. I mean, I'm sure I share with all of them.
Just figured you guys could
Yeah.
just practice at home and, we do. I'll be on that.
We're gonna ask you questions. Have to.
Do we have a map for the district, like I?
Yes, there's gonna be a map for both Article 7 and Article 8.
Yeah.
In the packet, right?
Where the actual changes are, they'll be on the warrant, yeah, with the warrant, I
Okay.
should say.
Nice, thanks, good work. Perfect. John will handle that, no problem.
It's much easier for the residents to understand, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Motion passed. So. What's left? We have an A&R,
Yes,
Stone Hill Road, we have minutes.
well, the one thing that we kind of have an issue with here is PM properties at 35 North Main Street. I have reached out to them, I checked with Mike Andres, They did pay their property taxes, so that part's been resolved, but I have not heard from them. And I tried to reach out to them as late as today, and I still haven't heard anything. So they have a requested to be continued, so.
Do they realize how the process works? I mean,
What's that?
do they realize how the process works?
Yes, I explained to them, and I said they have two choices, I said. That, you know, if we run on time, the planning board can, they could ask to be continued. Or if the planning board doesn't hear from them, the planning board might have to deny the application without prejudice, and I put this in writing to them, so they.
And they still haven't
They haven't
responded.
even responded.
They still haven't
Not even
responded. First time was just after the last meeting, and the second time was this week, and still not, you know, I also checked my Daybreak, he's not heard anything. The tax collector did confirm they paid their back taxes, but this is all I know.
Okay, so before we get to that, Charlton Fire Substation, we never opened that public hearing, so we really don't need to continue it, or do we need to continue it in this meeting? Because it was noticed as starting, was it noticed as starting on,
Yeah, it was September
so,
second.
okay, since it was noticed and we are moving it, I think we could just announce at this meeting that we're moving the public hearing, Town of Charlton Fire Substation Site Plan Application, public hearing to October 2nd.
And that was at the request of the.
And that was at request of the applicant, so we will be opening the public hearing on the 2nd of December. So public hearing, since there is an open public hearing for GM Properties, we need to continue it, to a certain date. Unless we close the public hearing and make them resubmit for a new public hearing, new announcements and everything else, you know, I don't.
They also, I spoke to Rose Conway, the conservation agent today. And she's still waiting for it, and they have a lot of environmental issues, DPA, DEP and everything because of the location of that project, so. She hasn't even received any information.
What's the timeline so far? So when did they start it? How, like, how long, what is the?
Last spring, but they did authorize us to continue the application until the last meeting, we haven't heard anything. Now we have like 65 days to react,
65?
yeah, so.
So, I mean, if
We could
they're
probably
not,
go to the next meeting this month, then we're gonna have to take action.
This is a big plan to get through.
it is a big plan to get through, and they're not even getting back to us on when they think they're gonna get us information, and we keep just, yeah, pushing it out 2 weeks to a month. At some point, you can't kick this can down the road any longer, and it just, you know.
Yeah, and get
it's-
stuck
it's
with
almost-
a timeline that it's impossible.
Right. I mean, what we could do is continue it to one more meeting with the intention of closing it at that meeting and let them know that if we do not hear from them, we're gonna close the public hearing and deny the request.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Great idea.
put it in a formal
Put
letter.
in a formal letter, just let them know that, so do you wanna continue it to October 2nd, or do you wanna go to the 16th? I'm not here on the 16th, by the way, so. You're up. You can't make that meeting. Okay. Well, or we could, continue it until November. Whatever.
but they don't want to give them any time.
Yeah, that's gonna leave us.
Yeah, okay, so let's continue it until the 2nd, yeah, with the intention of closing the public hearing and taking action on the request. Yep. Let them know that that's the plan. If we don't hear from them, that's what we're gonna do. They've been noticed a few times, so,
Yeah,
Vote on that?
now if they paid their taxes.
we have to, yeah, we'll need a motion to, continue the public hearing till October 2nd.
I make a motion to continue the public hearing for the GM Properties LLC Village Multifamily Family Unit. 35 North Main Street to the 2nd of October.
Second that.
We have a motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, unanimous. The next is a request for approval for decommissioning bond for Nextera Energy. That was requested to continue to October 16th.
The applicant's actually
applicant.
having an operation, so he requested to be continued. I also once again made sure that he has to submit an updated decommission bond estimate to Graves Engineering based on today's dollars, not 2018 dollars, that Mike Andre can review prior to the meeting. He's aware of that and he had no issue with it. It's just, he's having some surgery that he can't attend the meeting, so. Till October 16th.
Okay, do we have a motion to continue the decommissioning bond for Nextera to October 16th?
Make a motion to continue the decommissioning bond for Nextera until October 16th.
Second.
There's a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, motion moves. Do you wanna do the minutes quick while we have them, or do you wanna go and do the A and R first?
We do the minutes while he's pulling up the A&R.
There's an idea. How's that sound?
It's
Well, you get the A and R ready, we'll do the minutes. Good idea.
Efficiency is the efficiency.
Hillary one more nothing to do with anybody, but.
Okay, any questions on the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the September 4th minutes as written.
I second the motion.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion moves. Next up, A and R required, A and R for Stone Gill Road.
It's the A and R for the,
Stone Gill Road.
yeah, they had come in for a special permit for the. Reduced from the law, so you have to have a variance for the common driveway.
Yep.
And this is the actual A and R. Subdivided the lots.
Good.
I think they need to put like the date on both.
Yeah, yeah. Look at these ones.
This- I guess.
They've got a new name box on there, new approval box.
The west land that is the.
Make a motion to approve the A and R.
A second. The motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Right. Like, but John, you missed it, we now have a new full-time, planning board member.
He was trying to get here and I just couldn't get it.
That's,
Who made the cut?
The gentleman behind you.
We did,
Mr. Berenger right behind you. Mary Scott.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mr. Berenger.
We're lucky not all boards get qualified applicants
That's
that are
right.
excited to be here.
We are still looking for a new alternate.
So we had, I thought there was talk of three.
Yeah,
Margo back down.
He tried to change the Cub Scout meeting.
Yeah.
And,
The first commitment took,
and then she
Yeah.
went to that and that took a warrant, and then all of a sudden she went, and then they said, oh, can't do it, you know.
Well, Mr. Berenger, do you have a first name? Robert, all right. Welcome.
He prefers to be called Mr. Berenger.
Who would you like to? Yeah, it's in the front row now. There's no-
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Front and center.
I have to go to the town clerk, or they'll notify me.
So the town clerk will call you. You'll have to go there, raise your right hand,
Yeah.
get sworn in,
We'll send you a letter.
Get a fancy nameplate.
fancy nameplate.
Yeah, if you can
New
do that
car.
between now and the next meeting, you
That's right.
a city
Yeah,
member at the
signature
next
thing, right?
meeting.
Yes, yeah, you have to sign and,
Like a light bulb.
sign a life board.
Oh, conflict of interest training.
Conflict of interest training, yes, there'll be some online training you'll have to do and, yeah, yeah,
Can't take bribes.
yep, yep. Yep. So, 7:50-ish. We're right on schedule. Wow,
Yep, see,
wow.
take all the credit.
Other business unknown at time of posting, anything happening?
Well, there's something that's
Anything
happening
for us?
that isn't really a planning board issue, but may become an issue.
Oh.
Somebody is putting in what is essentially a massage parlor in the main mall in town.
Yeah, I saw that.
And, just to give you a little background, this is the same owner of the place that Robert Kraft visited down in Florida. They then moved up to Oxford. The police, had a raid and they had, were shut down in Oxford because they were essentially push all the sex trafficking. They're now in Charlton. When they applied to the zoning officer, they call it put in. Can't remember the-
Yeah, I have it right.
They don't call it a massage parlor per se.
One of the besties.
So at Charlton Spa, have they gotten approval to open?
The zoning officer, building official gave them approval. We weren't aware of it until got on social media. You know, and in all fairness, I only know from hearsay, but, as you can see, there's a lot of information of what happened in Oxford. And it is the same owner, who's verified the same home address in Flushing, New York, so. I'm hoping it doesn't become an issue in Charlton, but
Do we have a state of Massachusetts definition of a massage parlor?
Well, that's just, we don't, what is a massage? Well, it's a massage therapy store. We have several other in town. At least 3 others that I.
Which,
that we
which
sell.
salon, which
But-
salon?
With salons, and
There's a massage
not
parlor.
all of them though. They're all billed as massage therapy, so. There's a fine line there. If they cross that line, it becomes a police matter.
We-
It's
we,
not really a zoning issue. It's not, there's nothing.
But I thought.
Yeah,
massage
massage
parlors were-
parlors, massage parlors.
Well, then
per
we've got
se,
2 other ones
not
that we need to
permitted.
close down,
So,
or at least 3 other ones that need to be.
But isn't it, I thought.
So
it was-
not all of them, it's just within,
yeah,
they're a
this,
spot.
this
It's
professional massage.
And that's what this is down here as a spa.
And so, I mean, in all fairness, we have to go by the information that's given to us.
I mean, if you look at the
Hopefully
zoning,
we
massage
should-
colleges and
Yep.
like all across the board on every single thing, they're not allowed in Charlton anywhere.
But how about a spa that does body work? Is that the same thing?
So that's, I don't know, but I don't know how any of them got in with the ends. I mean,
Well, there's physical, what would you call it, physical therapy,
So
hands-on physical therapy.
are they, so you have to be.
Massage
licensed
therapy,
as a-
That is permitted.
Right.
Massage parlors are not permitted.
So is it like,
Which-
do they have a license? That like, do they have a certification for being a physical, like for being an actual
If-
massage therapist?
If they do massages, they have to be licensed by the state. You have
I
to
do
be a
not.
licensed massage therapist to open a business. So, like I said, whether they are, it's. I don't think the massage parlor is enforceable in our bylaws. I mean, if they say they're a spa that does massages, we've got other places in town that have been allowed and have been operating for a long time that do good work.
Where is this located?
In,
Maybe you should get to talk to people.
mall, next to the
Carpenter Plaza.
protein drink place.
You can walk to it, yeah.
All that.
Oh, right down in,
So when our
Son's
kids, when the
place.
kids get off the school bus and
It's all about convenience. So I just wanna make the board aware of that.
let them prove to us that they are not a massage parlor.
I mean, the zoning officer made
Deny it
the call based
unless
on
they
the
prove
information that was
otherwise.
given to
Well,
us.
yeah.
I just,
I'll say
I
burden
can-
once a
I
week.
can,
The application isn't in front of us though. It's
Based-
already accepted
yeah.
it and allowed it.
well, based on the pictures in the windows and everything, I think that it's gonna be out on social media.
Not needed.
There's some pretty
For
provocative
a
pictures
spa.
on
When are they
the
open?
windows. There's some provocative pictures on the window.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I saw that.
And I think that's gonna probably end up on social media, I just kind of giving everybody a heads up. So, how did you let that happen?
Yeah, I guess that'll, to your point, I'll eventually come back here, it's like, why do we need to amend
I
our
mean,
language somehow, right? Or the language is clear but not clear. Yeah, this is not a racetrack, this is a vehicle exercise facility. You know, we're not we're not a racetrack.
Yeah, I mean,
we're a
it's,
vehicle exercise facility.
it's a fine
We're
line,
not a
so
racetrack,
we have to go
just
by.
because they declare that they are not.
so what do you do with the 3 others, at least
Yeah.
3 to 4 others that are in town that are operating as spas and do
It's
massage
not a
therapy,
physical therapy.
do massage therapy.
But I
Yeah,
think
there
they
is-
were allowed
we-
before.
We
under
do
the
have salons that
bylaw.
have massage therapists, but we also have the one down by Duncan, right? That is
Just
a
massage therapy, and
massage
there's another one
therapy.
up off of,
Right,
also on Route
Frank's,
20.
right? Frank's, they need Frank's bakery. Next to between the fire department.
Interesting, it's down there.
Yep, so there's at least 3, there's
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
probably more.
Can't be biased.
There's
just
another
because-
one on Brookfield Road.
Just because there was a sting and they, they were doing a little more than massage, you can't assume that they're gonna do it again in our nice little town.
Do they have to have hours of operation to a certain time?
They do on their filing, 9 to 9.
I mean, at the moment, it's not our issue, kind of making everybody aware.
They don't own the property, though, they're just renting this.
They're renting, it's like renting a storefront, yeah.
Business type, body work, that's fine.
Hopefully it'll never become our issue, so.
And it's kind of like the good one.
So they were there in Oxford and then they moved to Palm Beach and then they came back.
No, they came from Florida to Oxford, and then they had the race in Oxford where
They read it in 2013.
Well,
So,
people need something to complain about because their Amazon's just, getting old.
I'm sure we'll hear something.
Yep.
Um. Okay. Anything else?
the nothing new at the moment. I will say though, we're starting to have a lot, I think it's good now, the Amazon building's complete.
Yep.
I'm having a lot of inquiries from people wanting to build multifamily housing all over the place, so I think it's gonna be something we'll be addressing next year, and, the biggest issue that a lot of people have is 6 units per building, which is limiting. Maybe that's what the board wants and everything, but that's the biggest complaint I have from people as far as, it makes it more expensive to, for them to build a bunch of buildings with 6 units per building versus maybe one building with 20 units.
Yeah, but 6 unit, six
So it
unit
makes something that
townhouses,
The
six,
planning board may have
yeah,
to
but-
address.
you have 6 townhouses, it looks much nicer than having, 60 apartments, right? I'd
There's
rather,
a town right next to us that could
Yeah.
use a bunch of people living in there. So it's a perfect thing for Southbridge to garner those people.
they don't have any,
Yeah.
like, there's enough stuff in there either,
Yeah.
there's just, there's nothing.
One thing I did inform people, because I remember we had this conversation before when people were implying that the planning board is very sensitive on going above the 36-foot height limit. That we don't want to see any, tall, multi-family apartment building, so you'd have to, keep them low so they're more.
They need to be in tune with the
Physical,
culture of the town,
see
that's
the
all.
town.
They have to, they-
I said, requesting to have the bylaws amended for more units, that's up to the discretion of the board. But I said, I don't think you're gonna get anywhere to try to go over 36 feet, because, that's a pretty hard number to the planning board, to control the looks of the building and everything, so we don't have these tall.
we don't even, if you look at the way our town is, where would you put
We don't
that
have
big of a
sewer.
complex?
I mean, our
Like-
sewer is limited, our water.
Well, that's the problem too, but I can say,
Yeah,
well, I could put in septic system that big, and I'm like, bylaws don't say that, you gotta be on town water and sewer. So, well, there's somebody like on Route 20 and Carroll Hill Road, well, Route 20 has a water line in. It has a water line, but it has no water in the line. And there's no sewer over there, so, and they, the water and sewer department are, very limiting on how they can, extend the sewer lines.
I always thought that was gonna be a no-brainer for Southbridge to really take advantage of that. Not because of anything, but they have housing stock and they have water and sewer, and they have employees to
It was
make a
a-
killing off of this building.
There was a proposal that was actually, I thought, a pretty good one, where it was, part of the property that's owned by, Spindle Pond, with, the guy that owns the,
Oh, the educational center piece over there.
right, it actually across the town lines, some would have been Southwood, some would have been in. Charlton, and they could have brought the sewer line in, like past school in Southwood, it was like a perfect place to be able to do something
That's what it
like
feels
that.
like.
And,
Definitely, let's,
Never-
can we actually
I
take
think
that?
the gentleman that owned the
Specific
property
one.
passed away,
That
was
was
kind
a
of
48
put
that
a
I lost.
into the work,
Was
yeah.
Proposed. From your.
Well, there's gonna be a bunch of people, I mean, it'd be nice to. Bunch of people, so.
This money, I mean, look at three
Yeah,
minimum
today
payments,
I
you're going
remember
for
I heard-
$2,000 a month. And
Today, the number I heard at Amazon, can be 3,000 employees, before I thought it was like 1,000.
They
Yeah,
told
that
us-
was like 390.
It's 1,008 shifts.
I thought it was three shifts of 300.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what it was,
Yeah.
900.
Today,
Imagine
it's
this, imagine what the trucks are gonna be.
I said to the job supervisor that I worked with before they even started with all this, I said, did we say 3,000? He goes, "Yep." Okay, that's not the number.
No one's listening, so we won't go to like helping the community page to say 3,000 employees, so no one's listening, so, you know. Or else we'd be seeing it on social. media.
Well, wait a week till it hits YouTube and everybody, you know.
Well, yeah.
All size people will
The
watch.
sick whole
Monday,
people.
Monday or Tuesday, the 22nd.
Yeah. And they actually are doing a lot of work with the traffic lights, trying to get in and sync and everything. It seems to be working. I mean, we still have I think the Route 169 light's the one that's kind of a bottleneck point. I mean, it's a bottleneck point anyways, but I don't think that light is in sync with all the other lights yet. You know, that they've been working at Route 49, you know, and they're working this way. So they are working on it, so.
Kind of worried that they're not going to tie in the other warehouse down the street across from there.
Oh, I'm sure it would have to
They
get
have-
tied.
right, can you imagine if
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta tie at
Well,
169.
and people not moving
Because it's not there yet and ready to go.
But it was in the plan, so that was, yeah, I mean, when that happens, they'll have to maybe
Yeah, yeah.
move
How
things
long is
around.
that
a
actually,
bit, but-
so is the process long? Is it months or days when they decide to sync it? Like, so when the new one comes in, like, will they'll be able to sync it quickly when things change or?
Up for the traffic lights.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be, they want it done, you know, before winter and the DOT wants it done. Now, so they gotta get it done now. They were actually working at Route 49 today. You know.
Just wondering if it takes
So
months
they're-
or if
They're
they're staying there
working
with
there,
their cell
now they're
phones
gonna
or
be coming down here.
saying, hey, is it
to
changing?
159. So,
So once they get, you know, all they can do it quickly. So it's not like we're not gonna be waiting months for them to fix things.
right.
I think.
And we're gonna be able to monitor them. So to see if it's actually working.
Bill has not been able to get on that.
That's what I keep pushing on. There's this website that you can monitor this, but I gotta go back to that. So you can monitor the counts. and-
What does it cost money for membership? Is that?
No, it's open, it's supposed to be an open.
It's like the mapping, like the GIS mapping kind of thing, but it's a layer of traffic on it, and it's on a single website. Sent emails, tried to self-register, I forgot what it's called.
That was through the traffic guy, you know, was the consultant.
Yeah.
He was pretty sharp about that. He squared that out where.
Part, who was in traffic?
It wasn't VHP, but it was somebody, it was a one of the, yeah, because he came in and said it's adaptive and the website would be able to go get checked out. So,
Yeah, and I think there's a stipulation there, every 6 months for the first
Yeah,
20 years, they have to
Yeah.
provide us
Yeah.
with traffic data.
Yeah.
To show how it's working, if it's working,
and then what is the remedy? We have to approve the remedy if it's not.
right?
That's why I want to start getting this.
And I made sure they did not forget.
Like a positive outlook. Right now, because of all the construction stuff, it's messy. But once all that's cleaned up, you know, maybe it won't be as bad as everybody's thinking. When all the lights, right?
Yeah, that's what I want people
It's-
to understand, that traffic is bad right now,
It's always been
and
bad.
Amazon's not open.
On
So
holiday
when the
weekends, it's
traffic
always
is
been bad.
bad, it's not because of Amazon, it was already bad. before
And when the,
Amazon.
mass pack backs up in the summertime, it's gonna be bad again.
I have to tell you, I was at
Look at-
Amazon today. That place is full of trailer trucks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know when they all came in, because, you know, from a traffic standpoint,
Yeah.
you know. I don't, all I know is they're there, so they came at one point in time, so.
I just, late at night.
uh,
Late at night.
Yeah, probably like, 12 to 4.
Okay, we can continue to talk, or we can close the public meeting and,
I'd like to make a motion to close the public meeting.
I mean, there you go. This planning board meeting, we have a motion.
Second?
Motion and second, all those in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Yeah.